The city glittered tonight, a sea of diamonds scattered on black velvet. From my penthouse, the world looked like a beautifully wrapped gift, tied with ribbons of golden streetlights. It was Christmas Eve, and down there people were rushing home, their arms full of presents, their hearts full of warmth. Up here, in my glass castle in the sky, it was just me and the silence. A silence so profound, it had its own weight. The decorators had outdone themselves this year. A towering fir tree flown in from some pristine Norwegian forest stood in the corner, draped in what they called spun gold and twinkling with thousands of tiny warm lights. The ornaments were not memories from childhood. They were hand-blown glass from Murano, each one a small fortune. My personal chef had prepared a feast fit for a king, a banquet for one. Champagne, the kind you only read about in magazines, was chilling in a silver bucket. Everything was perfect. Too perfect. A sterile magazine cover perfection that had no soul. I walked over to the floor-to-ceiling windows. Snow had begun to fall. Not the gentle, fluffy flakes of my childhood memories, but thick, heavy flakes that seemed to absorb the city's golden glow, making it look like gold dust was raining from the heavens. Gold snow, how fitting. Everything in my life was gilded, coated in a layer of shimmering, expensive gold. My watch, my cufflinks, the pen on my desk. Even the snow falling outside my window seemed to be part of the Midas touch I apparently possessed. Everything I touched turned to gold, and then to loneliness. I remembered a different kind of Christmas. A cramped apartment that always smelled of cinnamon and pine. My mother humming carols off-key while baking cookies. Our presents were thoughtful, not expensive. Our feast was a simple roast chicken, but the table was loud with laughter and stories. The joy wasn't in the things. It was in the shared moments, the warmth of being together. I had spent my entire adult life chasing success, clawing my way up. I told myself it was for them to give them the world. I traded time for money, moments for meetings, laughter for ledgers. I built an empire, brick by golden brick. But along the way, I lost the very people I was building it for. My parents were gone now. Friends had drifted away, intimidated by the ever-widening chasm between my world and theirs. Relationships crumbled under the pressure of a schedule that had no room for spontaneity, no space for simple, shared joy. I had successfully insulated myself from the mésanges of life, and in doing so, I had insulated myself from life itself. Tonight, the silence was a physical presence. It sat with me at the vast dining table. It echoed in the cavernous living room. The faces that came to mind were the ones I had left behind. The friend I used to build snowmen with. The college roommate I shared late-night pizzas with. The first love who said I was married to my ambition. They were right. I'd picked up a perfectly wrapped gift from under the tree. It was from my personal assistant, a beautifully bound first edition of a classic novel. A thoughtful, expensive gift. But it was delivered by a courier. There was no shared smile, no warm hug, no Merry Christmas exchanged in a cozy room. It was just another acquisition. Another piece of gold in my gilded cage. Outside, the gold snow continued to fall, blanketing the city in a silent, shimmering shroud. It was beautiful, breathtakingly so. But it was cold. So cold. It was the color of my success, the color of my solitude. I thought about the people down below in their warm, noisy homes. I imagined the sound of wrapping paper being torn, the squeals of children, the clinking of glasses, the murmur of happy conversations. They were rich. In that moment, they were infinitely richer than I could ever be. I had everything a man could ever want. A penthouse overlooking the city, a portfolio that could weather any storm, a name that opened any door. I had it all. And I had nothing. Because the one thing you can't buy, the one thing that truly matters, is a hand to hold on a silent Christmas night. The warmth of a shared memory. The sound of a loved one's laughter. I looked at the feast laid out before me. The perfectly roasted goose, the glistening cranberries, the artisanal bread. It was a masterpiece of culinary art. I walked over, picked up a single bread roll, and went back to the window. The city lights blurred through the tears welling in my eyes. The snow wasn't gold anymore. It was just white and cold and terribly, terribly lonely. This gilded cage I had built for myself was a fortress, but it kept the warmth out, not just the world. I had won the game, but I had lost the prize. And, as the city celebrated below, I stood alone in my golden tower, the loneliest man in the world watching the snow fall on a silent night. Maybe tomorrow I would try to build a bridge back. Maybe I'd try to find a crack in this golden facade and let a little bit of messy, imperfect, beautiful life back in. Because all the gold in the world can't warm a cold heart. All the luxury in the world can't fill an empty soul. Tonight, I learned that the most expensive thing you can own is a moment of genuine human connection. And it was the one thing I couldn't afford. Thank you for listening. If you ever feel this way, please remember you are not alone, and reaching out is a sign of strength. The affair may end, but the elegance lingers.